Next topic is software documentation. When a software product is developed, it after in addition to the executable files and source code, they are also developed some other documents as a part of the software engineering process. For example, after a software product is developed, they also develop some documents such as the user manual, software requirement specification document, that is SRS document, the design document, the test document, and installation manual, etc. These are the developed as a part of the software engineering process along with the executable files and source code. So we can say that the good documents are very useful, and so they are very useful to understand the system properly. They are very useful to maintain the system properly. So there are some purposes for developing the good documents. So good documents are very useful and serve the following purposes. The first purpose is the good documents help to enhance the understandability and maintainability of the software product. Means what? The good document helps to reduce the effort and time required for the maintenance. If we have a good document, then we can understand the whole system very easily, and it helps to reduce the effort and time. Means what? The time required for maintenance, the time required for understand the product. Once we understand the product, we can easily identify the errors, we can easily detect those errors, we can easily correct those errors, and we can easily maintain the software. So this is a one purpose for implementing the good documents. The second one is documents help the user to understand and effectively use the system. As I told you, if we have a good document, we can understand, the users can understand the system easily, and users can easily effectively use the system. The next one is the good documents help in effectively tackling the manpower turnover problem. Helps in effectively handling the manpower turnover problem. Means what? For example, when an engineer leaves the organization and the new engineer comes in, then he can build up the required knowledge easily by referring to that documents. So there is a no need that the new engineer have to wait for the previous one, so that they can give the explanation that how they do the coding, how they implement the software, and so on. So using the document, he can easily understand the system, he can gain the required knowledge easily by referring to those documents. The next purpose is the helps the manager in effectively tracking the progress of the progress of the project. The project manager can effectively track the progress of the project by using the good documents. Okay, these are some purposes are for because of this we are implementing the good documents. So there are different types of software documents. So there are classified into two things. There are classified into two types: the internal documentation and external documentation. Now, what is internal documentation? It provides in source code itself. The document is provided in source code itself. And the external documentation means what? The document means these are the supporting documents that usually go with a software product. Now we will see in detail of these two sections, what is internal document and external document. So internal document is provided in a source code itself. Means what? They are provided in the code in several forms. Okay, now we will see what are those several forms. The important type of the internal documentations are, for example, okay, the comments embedded in the source code. This can be the one internal document, we can say that, which is provided in source code itself. It means by using that comments we can understand the code, we can understand the software easily. So first example is the comments in the source code. The second one is use of meaningful variable names. The variable names are given, means what? We are given by giving the reason behind declaring that variable. Okay, the name itself says the reason behind declaring that variable. The next one is module and function headers. The function headers or the module headers which describes the meaning, which describes the functions performed by that module itself. The code indentation, the code structuring, means what, the code decomposed into modules and functions. The use of enumerated types, the use of constant identifiers, the use of user defined data type. These are some examples of the internal documentations. Okay, in this way we can uh, use the documentation in source code itself. Okay, so meaningful variable names is the most useful while trying to understand a piece of code. This is one important suggestion that they provided in a type of internal documentation, that the meaningful variable name, the name of the variable should be meaningful. It should provide the reason why we are declaring that variable. We provide the reason behind that. The second type is external documentation. The external documentation is provided through various types of supporting documents. Means what? For example, as I told you, the documentation means what, the user manual is one of the document which helps to understand the system. The SRS document, the software requirement specification document, the design document, the test document, etc. These are the examples of the external documentation. They produced in an orderly fashion. This is an important feature that they have to consistently follow while implementing the external documentation. It means what, they should have the consistency with the code. Now consistency with the code means what, as I told you, they should produce the external document in orderly fashion. Means what, and the second thing is the important feature of the external documentation, that second thing is they should follow the consistency with the code. Now what it means, it means that the documents developed for a product should be up to date, and every change made to the code should be reflected in relevant external documents. Whatever updates are made, whatever changes are made in the code or in the system, that should be reflect in the external document, that should be reflect in the user manual, that should be reflect in the design document, test document, etc. Even if only a few documents are not up to date, if the documents are not up to date, then they create the inconsistency, and this inconsistency leads to the confusion. This is about the external document. These are the only two types of the software documentation, that internal documentation and external documentation. Internal documentation is provided in the source code itself, and external documentations are the supporting documents. For example, your SRS, user manual, design documents, etc. The two important features of the external documentation, they should be produced in orderly fashion and they should be consistent with the code. This is about the software documentation. Thank you.